So what was the key to their success? How did they manage the transition from nomadic life at a time when other groups had failed? As they considered this question, archaeologists at the site began to discover something unusual. Hidden in walls and floors, they found caches of a remarkable substance. It was obsidian, a natural volcanic glass. The people of Chattel must have brought it from the now dormant volcanoes of the nearby Cappadocia mountain range. Extremely hard and sharp, obsidian was a precious commodity, a perfect material for making arrows, knives, and even mirrors. The hidden caches of obsidian contained more than anyone could require for their own use. It looked as if the Chattel people were dealing in obsidian, but who were they trading with? Dr. James Blackman works in a nuclear laboratory, but he is in fact an archaeologist with a special interest in obsidian.
Archaeologically, obsidian is important because it was extensively traded throughout the ancient Near East, and it can be used to trace exchange networks.
There are only a limited number of sources for obsidian in the world. The people of Chattel had access to one of them. Yet in the last few years, archaeologists have been finding early obsidian artifacts in the Yemen and Iran, where no natural source exists. So where did that obsidian come from?
I use chemistry of the material to trace the trade. The first thing you need to do is to have samples of obsidian. Once you've established the chemistry of the geological sources, you can then match the chemistry of the artifacts found in the various archaeological sites.
And this is where the nuclear reactor comes in. Samples from all over the Middle East come to this laboratory where Dr. Blackman prepares them for chemical analysis. The samples are treated and passed into the nuclear reactor to be irradiated. The irradiated obsidian then begins to give off radioactive gamma rays that can be recorded and analyzed to give a chemical fingerprint for each sample. All samples from a particular source will share the same fingerprint. These chemical signatures allow Dr. Blackman to compare foreign samples with obsidian from Turkey. The results showed that the artifacts from Yemen and Iran could only have come from Turkish volcanoes.
The central Anatolian Turkish sources have been found as far south as the Levant and along the Euphrates River, and as far east as central Iran at a site called Tepe Yahya in south-central Iran.
Around volcanoes close to Çatalhöyük, there's clear evidence that obsidian had been extracted and worked. It seems that the Chattel people were processing obsidian and sending it on the first leg of a lengthy trade route. Perhaps this control over a popular commodity had accounted for their prosperity. These were the very earliest human settlements, and already a trade network was reaching out beyond the immediate area. Historians had thought of the Silk Road as the earliest Asian trade route, but the Çatalhöyük evidence totally overturned that idea. For the obsidian traders were plying parts of the very same route 7,000 years earlier. It was a revelation, and there were more to come. In the Indus Valley, in modern-day Pakistan and northern India, lie the remains of the world's largest prehistoric civilization. More extensive than that of ancient Egypt, More sophisticated than anything that came before and much that came after, the Indus Valley cities reached their peak about 4,000 years ago, 5,000 years after Çatalhöyük.